10. Best hardy winter and cold weather plants that keep your garden beautiful. All season. Hey there, my fellow plant lovers. Welcome back to GreenSpace Inspirations. If you're here, it's probably because you can't stand seeing your garden or patio turn dull and lifeless when the cold arrives. You're the kind of person who still walks outside on frosty mornings just to check if that one stubborn leaf is still holding on. You love the smell of soil after rain, the sound of rustling leaves, and that quiet peace only a garden can give. But here's something most people never realize. Winter doesn't have to steal that joy from you. While others pack away their gardening tools and wait for spring, you and we know there's still life out there, hidden, resilient, and waiting to shine. A winter garden can be a masterpiece of color, structure, and emotion if you know where to look. So today, I'm sharing something special. 10 hardy winter and cold weather plants that will keep your garden alive and beautiful all season long. These aren't just plants. They're little reminders that beauty never truly fades. It just changes form. If you believe your garden deserves to glow even in the coldest months, then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of nature dreamers, because together we're about to uncover the magic hidden in winter's chill. Part 1. The Soul and Science of Winter Gardening. When the cold settles in and most gardens fall silent, something remarkable happens to those who understand the rhythm of nature. Winter doesn't end the gardener's story. It simply changes the tone. For many of us, tending to plants isn't just a hobby. It's therapy, a way to stay connected to something living when the world outside feels frozen. If you're the kind of person who feels restless when your garden fades, who misses the sound of water trickling and the green at your doorstep, then winter gardening is your quiet revolution. The secret lies in working with nature, not against it. Every garden has its own personality. Its sunlight, its wind, its secret pockets of warmth that hide between walls or under trees. Understanding your USDA hardiness zone helps you know which plants can handle your local frost, but true mastery comes from observation. Noticing where the snow melts first, where frost lingers longest, where the sun touches most gently. Winter gardening isn't about forcing growth, it's about creating harmony. When you start to see your space as alive even in dormancy, you realize something beautiful. Your garden doesn't die in winter, it simply slows down, gathering strength for what comes next. Part 2. Designing color, texture, and emotion in the winter garden. When the flowers fade and the trees shed their leaves, that's when true artistry begins. A winter garden isn't meant to be loud. It whispers beauty through texture, contrast, and subtle color. Imagine the deep green of pine needles against the pale gray of a cloudy sky, or the way crimson branches glow under a dusting of snow. This is nature's quiet palette, and when arranged with intention, it can move your heart as much as any summer bloom. Think of your garden as a living painting. The tall evergreens form the backdrop, sturdy and calm. Mid-level shrubs create the rhythm, while ground covers and ornamental grasses weave soft edges that dance with every gust of wind. Even in stillness, there's movement. The sway of a dried seed head, the sparkle of frost clinging to a leaf, the gentle rustle of grasses greeting the cold. Color in winter doesn't just come from petals, it lives in bark, berries, and evergreen foliage. Gold, burgundy, silver, and copper. These are the tones that warm your space and your soul. So instead of mourning what's gone, celebrate what remains. The secret to winter beauty is not abundance, but awareness, the ability to see life where others see only silence. Part 3. 10 hardy winter plants that bring life to the cold. Now that we've uncovered the heart and design of winter gardening, it's time to meet the real stars. The plants themselves. These are the quiet heroes that refuse to surrender to frost and wind. The ones that keep your garden glowing with color and life even when everything else sleeps beneath the snow. 1. Hellebores. The winter rose of hope. Among all winter bloomers, hellebores hold a special kind of magic. When most plants hide beneath the soil, these resilient beauties lift their soft petals through the frost, as if to remind us that strength can be gentle. Their blossoms, shades of white, rose, plum, and even deep burgundy, seem to glow against the dullness of winter ground. They thrive in the cool, shaded corners of your garden, the spots most flowers abandon. That's where they quietly shine. Hellebores are the gardener's promise that winter isn't empty. Their blooms can last for weeks, sometimes months, turning even the darkest season into something alive and elegant. They ask for little in return: well-drained soil, a touch of shade, and your patience. Over time, they spread gracefully, forming clusters that return year after year, stronger and more beautiful. If your garden feels lifeless, plant a few hellebores. They'll teach you that resilience can bloom even in the coldest days. 2. Snowdrops, the whisper of spring. Delicate, pure, and quietly powerful, snowdrops are often the first to greet the light when winter still clings to the earth. They pierce through frozen soil with their tiny white bells, bowing gently under the weight of snow, as if whispering that spring is on its way. There's something almost spiritual about seeing them bloom when the air is still sharp with frost. It's a reminder that life never truly stops. It simply waits for the right moment. Plant snowdrop bulbs in fall, tuck them into cool, well-drained soil, and then forget about them. When February or March arrives, they'll rise faithfully, needing no fuss or protection. Cluster them near walkways, garden edges, or beneath trees so their quiet beauty greets you every time you step outside. Over the years, they'll multiply naturally, spreading a soft carpet of white that glows against the gray of winter. In their simplicity lies their power. Snowdrops remind us that even the smallest spark of life can brighten the coldest day. 3. Crocus, the little sparks of color. Just when winter feels endless, crocuses burst through the cold ground like confetti scattered by spring itself. These small but mighty flowers come in radiant shades of violet, gold, and pure white, lighting up bare lawns and frosty borders with sudden joy. Their appearance is brief but unforgettable, a defiant splash of color in a world still wrapped in gray. For gardeners, that moment when the first crocus opens is like hearing the first note of a long-awaited song. Crocuses are wonderfully simple to grow. Plant the bulbs in autumn, 3 inches deep in well-drained soil, and let nature handle the rest. They'll bloom faithfully each year, spreading wider over time, painting your garden with color long before most plants even wake. Group them in clusters rather than single rows for a more natural, painterly effect. Imagine hundreds of tiny cups of color glowing through morning frost, a living mosaic that promises warmth ahead. Crocuses may be small, but they teach us something profound. Beauty doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It thrives in spite of them. 4. Camellia, the queen of winter gardens. If winter had a crown, it would surely be woven from camellia blooms. Their lush, glossy leaves remain vibrant even as frost coats the world. And when their full, rose-like flowers unfold in shades of white, pink, or deep crimson, the effect is pure poetry. A mature camellia can stop you in your tracks. Elegant yet strong, delicate yet enduring. These are not fleeting beauties. Their blooms last for weeks, sometimes months, turning the gray heart of winter into something extraordinary. Camellias thrive in sheltered, shaded spots, under trees or beside walls that guard them from harsh winds. Give them slightly acidic, well-drained soil, and they'll reward you with a performance that brightens even the gloomiest January afternoon. Watching a camellia bloom in the chill is like witnessing resilience in slow motion, proof that grace can flourish in the most unlikely places. Plant one near your window or patio, where you can see it every day, and let its quiet confidence remind you, True beauty doesn't fade when the cold comes. It simply grows stronger. 5. Witch Hazel. The fire spirit of the cold season. When the rest of the garden stands bare and silent, witch hazel wakes with a burst of color and fragrance that feels almost magical. Its spidery blossoms, threads of gold, copper, or crimson, ignite the gray landscape like tiny flames dancing on naked branches. Step close, and you'll catch a delicate, spicy scent that drifts through the cold air, soft but unforgettable. Witch hazel doesn't just survive winter, it celebrates it. This hardy shrub thrives in zones 3 to 9 and asks for very little, a spot with good light and well-drained soil. By late autumn or midwinter, it begins its show, unfurling flowers when few others dare. Even before blooming, its branching form gives structure and depth to your winter garden, adding both strength and grace. Plant witch hazel where it can stand proudly, perhaps near a window or garden path, where its glow can lift your mood on dark mornings. It's a living reminder that even in the coldest season, warmth still finds a way to bloom. 6. Winterberry, Ilex verticillata. The jewel of bare branches. When snow covers the ground and everything seems stripped of color, winterberry steps forward like nature's own decoration. Its bright red berries gleam against the stark landscape, glowing even brighter under a dusting of frost. There's something deeply comforting about those clusters of scarlet, like tiny lanterns shining through the cold. Birds adore them too, turning your quiet garden into a lively winter refuge. Winterberry is a deciduous holly, meaning it drops its leaves in fall, leaving behind bare branches adorned with jewel-like berries that last for months. To enjoy its vivid display, plant both a female and a nearby male variety. It takes two to create the magic of fruiting. The shrub thrives in moist, acidic soil and can handle anything from full sun to partial shade. Place it near evergreens or along fences for dramatic contrast. When everything else fades to gray, winterberry stands strong, a burst of life that says, "Look closer. Beauty never really leaves." It's the heartbeat of the winter garden, steady, bold, and full of quiet cheer. 7. Heathers and heaths, the winter blanket of color. Low to the ground but rich in spirit, heathers and heaths weave color and texture into the quiet corners of winter. Their tiny blossoms, shades of mauve, pink, white, and deep purple, form dense carpets that seem to hum with warmth even on icy days. When most plants retreat, these resilient evergreens stay vibrant, softening stone borders and filling garden beds with subtle charm. There's a certain magic in their simplicity. They don't demand attention, but once you notice them, you can't look away. These hardy plants thrive in poor, sandy soil where others struggle, asking only for good drainage and sunlight. They're perfect for rock gardens, slopes, or as companions to conifers and ornamental grasses. Over time, they spread gracefully, blending colors like a natural tapestry. And when the frost settles gently on their blooms, the effect is nothing short of enchanting. Heathers and heaths prove that beauty doesn't need grandeur. It thrives in quiet endurance, painting the cold earth with the colors of courage and hope. 8. Evergreen ornamental grasses. The movement of winter. When everything else stands still, ornamental grasses bring your garden to life. Their slender blades catch the wind, bending and shimmering like golden threads against a pale sky. Even covered in frost, they remain graceful, each stem sparkling in the morning light as if dusted with diamonds. In a season defined by stillness, these plants move, breathe, and whisper softly with every gust, reminding you that nature never truly stops. Varieties like blue fescue, feather reed grass, and Japanese forest grass offer year-round structure and texture. Their hues shift with the season, from deep green to soft bronze, blending beautifully with evergreens and bare branches alike. Plant them where light can pass through, letting shadows dance across your garden, even on cloudy days. The secret to their charm lies in contrast, the delicate motion of grass beside the stillness of snow or stone. Evergreen grasses are not just background players. They're the heartbeat of winter's rhythm, transforming silence into something alive and full of grace. 9. Red twig dogwood. The winter's artist, brush. Few plants paint the winter landscape as boldly as the red twig dogwood. When its leaves fall away, what's left is a masterpiece. Vivid crimson stems striking out against snow and sky like brushstrokes on a white canvas. On gray afternoons, these fiery branches seem almost to glow from within, pulling the eye and warming the spirit. Even without a single bloom, this shrub turns a bare garden into living art. Red twig dogwood thrives in cold climates, loving both full sun and moist soil. In summer, it's lush and green. In winter, it reveals its secret brilliance. To keep those stems vibrant, prune older canes each spring so new, brighter ones take their place. Plant it near walkways, fences, or snowy backdrops where its color can truly shine. The effect is breathtaking, a scene that feels painted by nature's own hand. Red twig dogwood reminds us that winter isn't colorless. It's just waiting for the right artist to reveal its palette. In every red branch lies the bold signature of resilience and renewal. 10. Evergreen conifers. The guardians of the winter garden. When frost silences the landscape and colors fade, evergreen conifers stand tall, steadfast, grounded, and endlessly green. Pines, spruces, firs, and junipers hold their needles through the storms, keeping your garden alive with texture and depth. Their presence brings calm to the chaos of winter, like old friends standing guard through the darkest nights. Whether blanketed in snow or glistening with ice, their branches catch the light in ways that make even a gray morning feel peaceful. Conifers are more than background trees. They're the backbone of your garden's design. Their shapes, pyramids, columns, or wide, spreading forms, create structure and harmony year-round. You can mix tones of blue-green, deep emerald, and silvery gray for a layered, timeless look. They thrive in a variety of soils and climates, adapting easily once rooted. And beyond their beauty, they offer shelter for birds and protection for smaller plants beneath their boughs. Evergreens remind us that endurance itself is a kind of beauty. Quiet, unwavering, and always alive, no matter the season. Part 4. Practical wisdom for real gardeners. Now that you've met the winter's most resilient stars, let's bring everything together with the kind of wisdom that keeps your garden thriving, not just surviving. Winter gardening isn't about perfection. It's about presence. The key is to work gently, protecting your plants while letting nature take its course. A layer of mulch or fallen leaves can be a soft blanket, keeping roots warm when temperatures drop. Grouping plants together helps them share warmth and shelter each other from wind and frost. Even a few stones or garden ornaments can create pockets of protection that make a real difference. And don't forget the beauty of design beyond the plants themselves. A well-placed lantern, a curve of stone, or the soft glow of garden lights at dusk can transform a quiet space into something magical. Create a winter sanctuary. A view from your window that reminds you the garden is still alive. Because tending a garden in winter isn't only about soil and sunlight, it's about tending your spirit too. Finding calm, patience, and gratitude in the stillness, and knowing that every sleeping root is a promise waiting to bloom again. The garden that never sleeps through frost and silence, through snow and stillness, your garden remains alive, breathing softly beneath the surface, gathering strength for spring. Winter isn't the season of endings, it's a quiet chapter of renewal. Each red branch, each frozen petal, each spark of color is proof that beauty never truly disappears. And if you've ever felt that sense of calm while watching snow settle over your garden, you already understand the secret. Nature doesn't stop. It simply slows, teaching us to do the same. Let your winter garden be a mirror of your own resilience. Even in life's colder seasons, you can choose to grow, to find warmth in small moments, and to celebrate the beauty that remains. When you look out your window and see a hellebore bloom or the golden shimmer of grass under frost, remember, you made that magic happen. If this journey through winter gardening inspired you, share your thoughts below. Tell me which plant spoke to you the most, or what part of your garden you're proud of this season. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our GreenSpace Inspirations community, where every season, no matter how cold, is another chance to make something grow.